I've been talking to a lot of people recently who like want to be vegan, but they feel like they can't. I've been receiving a lot of comments and messages, and overwhelmingly the most common response that I've been seeing is social pressures. Like, it's just hard when you're in social situations. Maybe you just feel like you just don't want to be different because you're in a social setting, or someone just puts like breadsticks or chicken nuggets in front of you and you are tempted by them. They look really tasty, so you want to eat them. As vegans, we can give advice all day about, you know, bring food to share with everyone and like have a nice attitude and be confident. And I think those are really helpful tips, and I give those tips too. But I think there's this like kind of moment for someone who wants to go vegan, because I've had those moments too throughout my journey, because you guys know it didn't take me overnight. It took me a long time to really let it click. And I think there's this misconception, like the people who are able to stay vegan and not compromise on their choices, like they have more willpower. And I just don't think willpower has much to do with it. Maybe a little bit in the beginning. I think it's habit. It's changing your habits. You just get used to it. It's better with time. It's not that those who are able to stay vegan in social settings are stronger. It's just that they're more convicted. And I compare this a lot to my experience with zero waste, because I am just not as convicted about plastic as I am about animals. And I am honestly trying with the plastic thing, like trying not to create too much waste, but it's just not a huge priority in my life. So it's a bit of a struggle, and it's frustrating, and I feel guilty about it. And I really identify for those who are like trying to be vegan. I feel like we use the same exact language. You use language about trying to be vegan. I use the language about trying to be zero waste. And that's kind of interesting, right? Because like, I am vegan, but I struggle with the zero waste thing. So it's not like I'm stronger, because obviously I struggle in this other area, right? I have like less willpower or whatever. It's not that you're weak. It's that the conviction isn't quite there, right? You know that it's doable, and you know that it can be done. It might feel really hard. I think there's just gonna be some sort of switch. But inevitably, no matter like how much you want to be vegan, you're gonna be in social situations where, yeah, you're gonna be a little bit different. You're probably gonna be the only vegan in the room often. For many people, always. As much as we don't like to admit it, I think what it kind of comes down to is like, we just wanna fit in. It's hard being different, right? But for me, when it comes to being vegan, fitting in is something I'm willing to sacrifice. I'm okay not fitting in for the sake of the animals, for the sake of my health, and for the earth. And I really don't say that in a way like, oh, I don't care what people think of me, because like, of course I care what people think of me. I specifically changed my shirt because I knew I was filming a video, not that it helped much. But it's more that like I can handle it. Like when I go into situations and I'm different and people are like, oh, you're not eating with us? Like, oh no, I'm vegan, you know, I chose to eat this way. I have a good attitude about it. I'm confident. I make other people feel a little bit more at ease, although inevitably they're going to feel a little like, wait, what's happening? Because they don't know, like they're scared, they're confused, they're scared of what's different. I understand what they're going through, so I do my best to just kind of make it all good, like we're all fine here, and yeah, I'm a little different. So what? Maybe that's a personality thing, you know? Like, I've always loved being different, and actually I'm an Enneagram 4, and 4s thrive on being different. Like, weird is good, and actually I've read that 4s tend to be vegetarian or vegan because they don't mind like going against the crowd a little bit. But I believe all personality types can be vegan. It's just maybe a little easier for some people. And then one more thing about social situations, I really do believe that when you start identifying yourself as vegan, to yourself and to other people, you call yourself vegan, you're ready to make that full switch, okay? You tell people, I'm vegan. Not only will you begin to fully adjust in your mindset and in your actions, but so will your friends. So for a long time, I was like, I'm kind of vegan, you know, kind of whatever. I still eat fish and eggs sometimes. And it was harder for my friends, like in my family. They had a harder time understanding. They're like, so what do you eat? Like, I'm really confused. And once I had a delineation, like, no, I am actually fully vegan, things actually got easier, because it's easier for them to see, okay, Hannah is vegan, so when she comes over, I just need to alter my menu a little bit. Changing our habits is very hard, I recognize that. ultimately I think there's gonna be like a moment for people where you kind of like start to identify. Thank you for watching. I just wanted to throw on the camera because these thoughts are just going through my mind. I think this topic is super fascinating, and I think a lot of us vegans contemplate a lot like, what is holding people back? I'm fascinated with this topic. I love having these conversations. I hope that's helpful at all. Give yourself grace. The end.